Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about something that can change or save a life in minutes. A stroke does not send a calendar invite. It does not warn you days in advance. It does not wait for you to feel ready. But here's the powerful truth. Your body almost always whispers before it screams. If you learn to recognize the early warning signs of a stroke, you can act fast, and acting fast can mean the difference between full recovery and lifelong disability, or even life and death. Let's begin. Understanding what a stroke really is. Before we discuss warning signs, you must understand what's happening inside the body. A stroke occurs when blood flow to part of the brain is interrupted. There are three main types. Ischemic stroke. This is the most common type, about 85% of all strokes. It happens when a blood clot blocks an artery in the brain. Hemorrhagic stroke. This happens when a blood vessel bursts and bleeds into the brain. Transient ischemic attack (TIA), often called a mini stroke. Symptoms may last only minutes, but it is a major warning sign of a future stroke. The brain cannot survive long without oxygen. Within minutes, brain cells begin to die. And here, what many people don't realize. Brain damage begins within 4-6 minutes of oxygen loss. This is why recognizing symptoms early is absolutely critical. Why early detection saves lives. There is a treatment for ischemic stroke called TPA, tissue plasminogen activator. It can dissolve clots and restore blood flow. But there's a catch. It must be given within a narrow time window, usually within 3 to 4.5 hours from symptom onset. The faster treatment begins, the better the outcome. Time lost equals brain lost. Now let's talk about the 3 early warning signs that you must never ignore. Sudden numbness or weakness, especially on one side. This is the most classic and common early sign of stroke. If you suddenly notice weakness in one arm, numbness in one side of the face, a drooping smile, one leg feeling heavy or unstable, tingling on one side of the body. This is not something to wait and see. Stroke symptoms almost always affect one side of the body because each side of the brain controls the opposite side. If the left side of the brain is affected, weakness appears on the right side. If the right side of the brain is affected, weakness appears on the left side. The FAST test. Medical professionals use the FAST method. F. Face drooping. The arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. T. Time to call emergency services. If someone smiles and one side of the face droops, that's a red flag. If they raise both arms and one drifts downward, red flag. Do not drive yourself. Call emergency services immediately. Sudden trouble speaking or understanding. This symptom is frightening and often misunderstood. You may experience slurred speech, trouble finding words, saying words that don't make sense, inability to understand simple sentences, confusion. A person might appear intoxicated. They may try to speak but produce gibberish. This occurs because the language centers of the brain, often located in the left hemisphere, are being deprived of blood. Even brief speech disruption should never be ignored. If speech becomes normal again after 10-15 minutes, that could have been a TIA, and that means a major stroke may be coming within days or weeks. A TIA is not nothing. It is a medical emergency warning. Sudden vision problems or severe headache. This sign is commonly overlooked. You may experience sudden blurred vision, double vision, loss of vision in one eye, loss of half of your visual field, a sudden severe headache, especially with no known cause. A hemorrhagic stroke is often described as the worst headache of my life. If someone says that, take it seriously. Vision loss may feel like a curtain closing over one eye. This is especially dangerous because some people ignore it, thinking it's just eye strain or fatigue. Sudden vision changes are not normal. Additional early stroke symptoms. While the top 3 are the most common, watch for sudden dizziness, loss of balance or coordination, sudden confusion, difficulty walking, sudden nausea with neurological symptoms. These symptoms often appear abruptly. Stroke symptoms do not gradually build over weeks. They typically happen suddenly. Who is at higher risk? Understanding your risk factors can save your life. You may be at higher risk if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, smoking history, obesity, heart disease, atrial fibrillation, family history of stroke. High blood pressure is the one risk factor. Uncontrolled hypertension damages blood vessels in the brain over time. The silent danger: mini strokes, TIA. A transient ischemic attack, TIA, is temporary. Symptoms may last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, and then disappear. But here's the danger. 1 in 3 people who have a TIA will have a full stroke within 1 year. Many strokes occur within 48 hours after a TIA. Never ignore symptoms just because they went away. What to do immediately? If you suspect stroke, call emergency services immediately. Note the exact time symptoms started. Do not give food or drink. Keep the person calm. Stay with them until help arrives. Do not let them sleep it off. Wait for symptoms to improve. Drive long distances if emergency services are available. Minutes matter. The recovery factor. If treated quickly, many stroke patients recover well. If treated late, the consequences may include paralysis, speech impairment, memory loss, permanent disability, death. The difference is often response time. Prevention: protecting your brain. Here are powerful prevention strategies. Control blood pressure. Keep it under control through lifestyle and medication if needed. Quit smoking. Smoking doubles stroke risk. Exercise regularly. Even 30 minutes of walking daily reduces risk. Eat a brain-healthy diet. Focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats. Manage blood sugar. Diabetes increases stroke risk significantly. Monitor cholesterol. High LDL contributes to arterial blockages. Emotional impact of stroke. Stroke does not only affect the body. It affects families, independence, careers, mental health. Depression after stroke is common. That is why prevention and awareness are powerful. A life-saving reminder. Remember these 3 words. Sudden one-sided speech. If something feels suddenly wrong, especially on one side of the body, and speech is affected, act immediately. Do not second-guess yourself. You will never regret calling emergency services. You may regret not calling. Final message. Stroke is one of the leading causes of disability and death worldwide. But hear the empowering truth. Many strokes are preventable, and many stroke deaths are avoidable if caught early. Learn the signs. Teach your family. Share this information. Because someday, recognizing one symptom could save your life, your spouse's life, your parents' life, your friend's life. And that knowledge is powerful. Stay aware, stay proactive, protect your brain.